Hello class, my name is Ramirez and today I'm going to be speaking about how the Bureau of Alcohol, Firearms and Tobacco, or otherwise known as ATF, is overreaching with its unconstitutional stabilizing brace ban. So to begin with, what is a stabilizing brace? A stabilizing brace is a plastic attachment that attaches to the back of a weapon to help the operator stabilize the weapon by strapping itself to the forearm of the operator. So we can see here a stabilizing brace. Here we can see the plastic strap which attaches to your forearm and how the weapon attaches to the back of the gun. I have another visual here to better assist you understand. Here you can see as a disabled operator uses the brace to help itself with his prosthetic. You can see how the strap is attaching to the end of his arm, helping him use the weapon. In this speech, I will discuss how the ATF is overstepping by banning a plastic attachment designed to facilitate the use of a firearm to disabled enthusiasts. The ATF cannot create laws, only enforce them. This is very important to know. Millions of Americans will become felons overnight. The rule is designed to be vague and incomprehensible. The rule's vagueness violates your Fifth Amendment right, the guarantees of due processes, and the Administrative Procedures Act. Before examining why this agency has to be stopped, let's take a look at the problems this ban will arise. As said by Stephen Gutowski, none of the purported factors in the regulation has any meaning, being entirely void of any measurable standard. That Americans are not required to draw inferences in order to deduce whether they're committing a felony or a crime. This is very important to know because all of a sudden you might be breaking the law without knowing. Also, as commented by Attorney General Merrick Garland, pistol stabilizing braces transform a handgun into a weapon with a similar dangerous combination of being powerful and easy to conceal. It's easy to understand that pistol braces do not alter in any way the functioning of a firearm. In my opinion, this speaks very negatively of the Attorney General's viewpoint of weapons. We can understand that this does not modify the weapon at all. It only helps a disabled person to use it. It does not make the weapon any more dangerous or effective. Now that we can better understand where this is going, this leads me to my main point number 2. This ban leaves citizens with the risk of having their lives ruined by the ATF if it draws another arbitrary conclusion. As said by independent journalist Matt Hauser, what if the government agents could, by declaration, make you into a criminal? What if, without legislative change, bureaucrats could decide what was legal yesterday and is a felony today? What if we were governed not by law, but by arbitrary statements telling us what we may or may not do? This is very important because with this ban, the ATF is doing the exact same thing. The ATF is drawing arbitrary conclusions, making you or your family members or your friends felons overnight. The ATF released a statement where they tell that around 10 million to 40 million pistol braces are in circulation in the United States as in today. It is very important to know that according to SB Tactical, The first pistol brace was created in May of 2012. We can see that more than a decade ago, the pistol brace was legal and you could go to any shop and buy one. Now, according to the facts I just stated, said by the ATF, this will make more than 10 million or 40 million Americans felons overnight. You're breaking the law and you might be facing jail time or fines. As we can further understand the severity of this decision, we move on to my next and final point. The ATF registration violates the Fifth Amendment Act against self-incrimination. As said by independent journalist Solomon Jacob, if gun owners who live in those states comply with the ATF new registration requirements, they will be providing evidence that they have previously violated those laws. This is very important to know because the Constitution protects yourself, the individual, the tax-paying citizen, to provide evidence against himself. And now, complying with this ban, complying with the law, makes you a criminal. It's completely unconstitutional as a whole. From the ground up, the ban is completely unconstitutional. Now we move on to my solution. The solution to this problem is far simpler than you would expect. By stopping this ban and holding the ATF high-ranking officials accountable for their actions, we can resolve this major issue. I believe that having gun control is completely necessary, but nevertheless, all agencies must respect the Constitution and the use of proper means to provide evidence if somebody is breaking the laws. Nobody can overstep or trump the Constitution. All these agencies must comply with the Constitution. This leads me to my conclusion. In conclusion, we can understand how the ATF is overstepping by banning this attachment and making American citizens felons overnight. It is important to note that the ATF cannot make laws, only enforce them. Millions of Americans will become felons overnight due to the rule vagueness and how the rule is designed incomprehensible. This rule violates the Fifth Amendment, guaranteed due process, as well as the Administrative Procedures Act, where you cannot incriminate yourself. And to end my presentation, I would like to say a brief quote by an unknown author. The next time that somebody tells you, oh, the government wouldn't do that. Oh, yes, they would. Thank you for your time.